Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Metamorph League. In this episode, I want to go over the Atlas, what I have done, what I've learned, what I can teach you guys. But honestly, I say this a lot. I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible. I'm gonna remember that when I came into this league, I didn't know anything and it was extremely confusing. So I'm going to tell you exactly the information you need, and that's it. I'm not going to bother you with anything extra. So basically, I came in and you finished the campaign. You've just beat Katava. You go into Oriath and you start following the guy and you start mapping. So let's start it at, it's just like normal. You start with just a straight up tier 1 map, okay? So it's normal, it's fine. You open a map, you're mapping. Okay. The first thing I think that's important for you as a viewer for getting into the Atlas is understanding the new goals. So when you look at the Atlas, this might be a little confusing because it's extremely different than what it was before, but basically when you first view the Atlas, you won't have these circles, you won't have the colors, and this number won't matter, and these numbers won't matter. So it's very simple for you. All you have to worry about is you've come into the Atlas and you have your tier 1 map. To get the Atlas bonus, you do your tier 1 map with the extra bonus, which the bonus says magic or higher version of the map. So nothing's changed there really. 1 to 5 is still magic, and then 6 to 10 is still do it as a rare, and 11 to 16 is still red, do it as a corrupted. Anyways, so you've come into your Atlas and you do your 1 map, you get an Atlas bonus if you do it of magic or higher. Okay, cool. Now you're hoping to drop more maps. If you don't drop another map, you're gonna have to obviously go back to the start, the like Act 10 areas and go find a map off of a monster. Just I'd say run through areas and do it fast. It's not, you don't have to go like, oh, I need it off this 1 pack. No, just kill a whole map and try to get a map. Okay, anyways, then if your map sustaining, you're good. I'd also recommend in the beginning you could alch the first map if you are strong enough, so that you can have obviously higher loot, more chance of getting maps, etc. And then your goal in the first step is to work towards map tier 5s and 4s. So the corners of the Atlas, I'll show you up here. The corner is 5, 5, 4. And so what happened, from what I found out, basically, is that I wanted to get to the corners of the Atlas and fight these things. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but basically your goal is to hit the corners. So I was completing all the tier 1s, all the tier 2s, all the tier 3s. I was going through and completing everything that I was getting, right? And then I noticed that people were skipping ahead and just going higher tiers, and doing, I guess, the highest tier that was dropping for them. So they already had tier 5s and they were selling them for super cheap, like 1 alch day 1. So I just bought a bunch of the tier 5s and skipped progression and got all the bosses for the first 4 done. It was really nice. And basically, when you would kill these bosses, they drop these things, the Watchstones, and then you could use the Watchstones to upgrade the areas, and then it would, so if you notice on the left here, it tells you what area to get the Watchstones, where you've got them, which ones you haven't got, and the level to spawn it. So when you first start, it's level 0, and you don't need any Watchstones, and you can just play normally, and you play the maps. And in this case, it's usually you're going to try to find these actual Watchstone holders. That's what you're going to the tier 5 places for, and the tier 4 places. This one was a tier 3, but point is, you're looking for the actual altars to put the Watchstones in, while also looking for the hidden exiles. And that's the goal in the first place. You go to tier 5, and then after you've made it to tier 5, the whole thing kind of changes, and you're looking in areas after that. So they'll start to, all these names will start to appear: Haywark Hamlet, Turns End, the Glenitch Cares, and you're like, okay, so now I'm looking for the bosses in the areas. And you'll also notice on the left, like I said, it'll tell you the level required for the region to spawn him. So to do that, you actually have to put Watchstones. So in the beginning, I was putting 1 Watchstone per area, so that it would cover, so that if I played any of my maps, they'd be the level required to spawn the Exile, and it was working pretty well, and I was leveling all of the map at once, and unlocking all of the Atlas in low tiers. I kept the whole Atlas pretty low, except for maybe like a couple Watchstones used, but now I realized that you could do area by area. So imagine you came into it, and you could farm one area for multiple Watchstones until you're done, and then move on to the next area, and you have the Watchstones to keep going. And so also there's Awakening, I found out, and so once you start getting these Watchstones and you're upgrading areas, you'll also, when you get 4 of them, that counts as an Awakening, and it adds all these bonuses too now. So we eventually, the goal, so I explained that you can get your individual Watchstones by killing the bosses, by farming the areas, and by, in the first place, getting to these. Now, the end goal of all this is to get 32 Watchstones. So you fill all of these. This one's kind of consumed right now temporarily while I fight the boss again. Yeah, so the end goal is 32 of these Watchstones. Awakening level 8, have the entire Atlas filled with Watchstones. That's what I'm going for. And then we can start farming and doing stuff. But then you get Awakening bonuses, you get normal bonuses, you can add Sextants. I have Sextants on this Watchstone area down here. It's really neat. So just to recap, you come into mapping, tier 1 map, you run it, you get more maps. You move up in progress, and your goal is to move up to the corners, the tier 5s, the tier 4s, etc. You're looking for these altars. Then once you have the altars, you find the bosses. You kill the bosses, you get the Watchstones. Basic way of finding the bosses is going to the maps and like going to maps in the area, 3 different maps in the area, completing it, and eventually it'll tell you to talk to Kirik, Officer Kirik, and then after talking to Officer Kirik, you talk to Zana, you get to open up a map to the Citadel, to the boss, and then you go do the map, you fight the boss drops a portal, the portal takes you to the Citadel, and you're good. I'll leave up some gameplay of me fighting some of these bosses and getting the Watchstones. It's pretty cool. Hope you guys can learn something about the Atlas, but that's and then the last thing I guess I'll go over is I mentioned that I'm going for 32 Watchstones and doing the full Awakening and all this crazy stuff, but we still have the normal bonuses, so I am trying to get Atlas completion 154, so I'm doing all the maps, and now what's happening is I found out around tier 6, 7, 8, 9, look, so there's Courthouse Shipyard, this factory, Flooded Mine, there's all these maps that were already in my map stash that I don't see on the Atlas until I upgraded the areas to these tiers. So you actually have to upgrade your Atlas and then drop the maps connected, and like, so the Atlas, you can change the look of it by changing the Watchstones that you have, because there's actually only like 90 maps, and then it's like 150 if you use all the Watchstones. So yeah, pretty cool, and I'm sure that a lot are still hidden, and that's what it means when it says you can use Watchstones to reveal hidden maps. Yeah, I didn't realize that at first. Very cool. So that's why when you first look on the map, you can't find Desert Springs, you can't find your Shakari immune to poison thing until you get to tier 15, and now I have it down here, Desert Spring, and now I can capture the soul of it. And to get the Awakening of a Desert Spring, it takes Awakening, the Awakening bonus, it takes Awakening level 8, which is the max. Damn. And then we have, yeah, you get 0.5% bonus for every awakening bonus, and you can do 154, so 77. Either way, pretty cool. After watching my own clips of my own video and while editing, I realized that I left out one important part that will have a lot of questions in the comments later. So I'm going to address it here, and I'll still get one comment. It'll be nice. I'll be like, I answered that. No, so the last thing is actually, before I show the gameplay of the bosses, so I didn't explain. I explained that the initial, when you enter mapping, you don't need Watchstones to spawn the exiles. You just play the maps, and after like 3, you'll spawn on exile, and then you can fight it for the Watchstone. But after a certain while, after like 4, you'll start to notice that the region level is gonna go up. That's required to spawn the exile from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the highest. It's based on number of Watchstones. So if it says region level 1, 1 Watchstone. If it says region level 2, 2 Watchstones. 4, 4 Watchstones. So all of these say 4 now because I have 16 Watchstones. That's when I saw the change happen. And so I use 4 Watchstones in one area. It upgrades them all. Tier 14, Tier 15, Tier 16. It's beautiful. I have 4 areas with 4 Watchstones, but basically I just wanted to explain that you're going to have to slowly upgrade the areas to spawn the exiles to get the extra Watchstones if you want more Watchstones, like me, to go for the 32, because I left that out. I did not explain how to actually go further with the Watchstones, so I needed to add this in. I hope that can help anyone who didn't know how the higher region levels worked, but I'm glad we could go over that. And yeah, that's what I meant by you could farm one area, because you'll get a Watchstone, you put in an area, now you have region level 1, you're probably going to be fine. Like, it's going to be high enough Watchstone level to get another exile to spawn, since the highest is 4 and you're getting 1 per thing. And if it took 16 to get all of them to require level 4, then I think they've set it up really well where doing 1 area at a time, you're really comfortable. So you could do 4 areas, yeah. Okay, so we have Baron. How you doing, Baron? Yes, you are. Oh, you won't. I actually did it correctly. Wait, the Crusader's done now too? Hunter's Ambush, my favorite one. Feeling like this one's way stronger. Why is there 80,000 fucking snakes? Okay, Redeemer's Irie, so this is the Redeemer. Wait, we keep the buff into the... Nice leg. Nice ping. 120. Spike. Iron Ring. A Watchstone. Defeat Baron. Leg. That's it. Wow, look at that message. The fuck? Why is the ground still fucked up? Stop. Oh, here we go. Level 77 boss this time. This stuff is so fun. This is like the mini elders, right? The red elder, the yellow elder, etc. It's pretty cool. Here we go again. Very... Ooh, the angel. Oh! Wow! Okay, we got it. Cobalt. 2 of her items, and we also get to obviously access this, and we got back our area. We won't put the Watchstone yet. We'll just put it up here. Oh my god, I got 2 from the same, so I have 3 of them, and it only requires level 2 to spawn it? What? Oh, you can do a whole area with only 2 of them? That's so weird. And we dropped so many tier 11s. Awesome. I think I'm going to leave those as all the Atlas tips. I hope you guys could learn even a single thing from this video. That's what I always go for. At least one thing learned from a video, and it's a success for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed and all that, and I hope I could do it in a way that was actually helpful and not useless. Either way, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and YouTube members who financially support the channel: White Wolf, Trednix, Hannah, Steven C, Last Fable, Stacy, Garbar, Trednix, White Wolf, Varkbone, Kirby, John, Lelouch, Lamprey, Donwood, Dubu. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!